Hey, good people, this is your NI Dom back with another YouTube reflection. And this is a personal journal for contemplative people looking to think, grow, and have impact in the world. So, hey, so I'm in a series right now, a pretty ambitious series, a conversation or reflection for me to be doing it through YouTube. But because I'm on a break, I take a break from the podcast in January and July. Because I'm on a break, I'm doing this through YouTube. I could try to do it through Substack, but I really don't want this. I really want this out in the world, even though doing it in 15-minute increments is really difficult. So those of you who are bearing, like listening to me, kind of, there's a lot of overlap when I do these installments because I got to get people caught up. Thank you for being patient with me. So in part one, this is a reflection about a podcast series from the podcast Something Was Wrong. It's season 14. It's about this man who was financially, physically, sexually, psychologically, emotionally abusive to hundreds of women, and how these women found each other and are like, they all came on this podcast to do this series to tell their story. So I believe there are at least 11 episodes to that series. I just finished episode 9 for the series. And I would have, because there are other episodes of the series that have left an impact on me. I want to come and do a reflection to you all about. But I'm like, it can wait, it can wait. But what I just listened to left me, I have such a visceral response to it that I couldn't wait. And so I say that to say that I'm going to give my reaction uh, to this conversation I just listened to. And then but I want you all to know that sometimes the way this producer releases episodes, you get additional information and she backtracks. So if I've listened to the last 2 episodes and it gives me anything that would change my perspective about this icky feeling that I have, I will come back. And those of you who follow the project, like, no, I will, because I don't try to slander people, or I just don't like to do that. I don't, which is why I do under an alias so that I can speak freely about my life without having to feel like I got to protect somebody else, right? Which is still risky, right? Because I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to kind of figure things out. Um, and when the time comes when I can no longer be anonymous, then we'll probably consider the end of the project because the project just gives me a level of freedom to talk where I don't have to feel like I'm not giving my name, I'm not giving other people's names, and I don't feel like I have to take care of other people. I can truly process my emotions, my perspectives from what's going on in the external world and what's going on in my internal world. Okay. All right. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So I'm listening to this season 14. I just listened to, I think it was episode 9, something that really bothered me. I'm here to talk about it. But before I could do that, I had this number in part one. I just had to let the listener know that overall, I genuinely love the project. And even though this particular series, when I shared this series yesterday with a friend of mine, I was like, okay, it's going to sound a little annoying. There are going to be parts of it that's going to be a little annoying, but get through it because where it lands is powerful. But I did not expect what I heard today. Had I known if had I heard what I heard today, I would not share this. I would not share this season. But anyway, that's what I did in part one. I talked about the positives. Part two, I just talked about the racial context of my perspective and how I see the project and my reaction to it. So, without further ado, let me give my disclaimers, and then I'm gonna get into what has made me feel icky. If you're new to this project, this is a personal journal where I process my inner and my outer worlds. I do so by using personality theory. The 2 theories that I use the most are the Myers-Briggs and the Enneagram. Pushing those 2 systems together, I identify as an INTJ 8. I have a number of other disclaimers that I say in the podcast, which is where I do my long form reflection. But for YouTube, which is a short form reflection, all you need to know is that this project is unedited and it's unscripted. To know more about it or me, feel free to go to my website at yournidom.wordpress.com. So I am going to proceed with caution because I was having such an emotional reaction that it is fair that I didn't hear everything. I was prepping for my dinner, which is I don't listen to I never listen to podcasts where I'm just sitting there just listening. I'm always multitasking. So that part's not new. But it is possible that as I was prepping for my dinner, which I cooked something very for the very first time that was living in my imagination. So I was excited about that. Um, that I could have missed something. All right. And then because I was having these strong emotions, it could have colored, no pun intended, how I was hearing. And I could have maybe again I didn't hear accurately. So I do really want to put that out there. And I will come back and clean up if I have to. So there was this man that was really abusing women in a very gross way. And they believe it was about 100 women. These women end up finding each other primarily because four of the women. So I think what happened is two. The way as I've listened to the season, two women who overlapped with this guy. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. Let's call him. Let's call him Tom. That's not his name. I'm gonna call him Tom. Two women who were dating Tom overlapped, both end up having babies with him, and they become friends, which I think is a relief. I love that part of the story. And I love that for their kids, so that they kids have those siblings. I really love that. And then there was another, which I need to go back to this. There was another marriage, and then another woman that overlapped. So one lady was married, and then one girl Tom was having an affair with. Okay, the lady who was married to Tom divorces him. So now Tom goes and marries somebody else. And then there's another affair, and those two women got to know each other. I don't remember how the two sets of women connected, but eventually they did. I don't have the story. You're gonna have to go listen to the season to hear all of it. But they end up creating an Instagram page, and this is the second time I've heard something similar like that. So it makes me really curious about the legalities of that. But I'm assuming it's legal, although I'm curious. I'm surprised that it is legal, so that they set this Instagram account up using his first and last name. Now, I understand that's like court cases, public phone calls, like to the police department, all that's public information. So I understand. I understand why that part is legal. Um, but any accusation that hasn't been tried makes me curious as to how you can, how would you say, public, like try them in public. How was that? In the court of public opinion, and then so if I'm having a relationship with Tom, and I can say Tom was an asshole, I can say that. I can say that to my friends. I just didn't know that I could get on. I can go and create an Instagram account or a website and talk about Tom being an asshole, or saying Tom is a narcissist, or Tom is a sociopath, or Tom um, did this, without. I don't know. But I am going to look it up because I think this is part of my discomfort, only a small part. Now, remember, I was listening to all episodes from season 14. And when the part of the series talked about creating this Instagram account, talking about Tom, I was like, huh, they could do that? Wow. Now I have heard them saying that the page is taken down. I don't yet know why they took it down. So I believe the next episode I'm listening gonna listen to might get into the legalities of that because Tom's attorney calls the producer of the show. So I haven't listened to that yet. So I would imagine that I'm gonna get clarity about what's legal and what's not. But the producer, her name is Tiffany. She sounds like a smart girl, so I'm trusting that it's legal, right? And right, and then what's legal versus what's ethical versus what's moral. Those are separate considerations, and I feel conflicted on that from a justice point of view. So from a justice point of view, I like, right, like take some fresh charges on somebody, take them to court, deal with it that way. But then on the other side, there's another justice that's very much about female empowerment, and I'm like, that's pretty badass that y'all did that. Like, that was pretty smart. Like I said, this is the second project I've heard that somebody did something similar, and it's interesting now that I think about it because when I was going to school, one of my classmates didn't like something happened with the school and then created a website, and the school sued her and made her take the website down. And so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so so Tom, this is his fake name I'm giving him. Tom was doing photography for an organization that was fighting for Black Lives Matter. And as I was listening to the series, I don't know, I'm probably running out of time. As I was listening to the series, Black Lives Matter came up a lot, like protests. I was like, oh, these are, I know this is a bad word, but these are some woke white women. Like, I was like, oh shit, these are my people. And so I'm gonna end it here because this is where it gets confusing for me. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go and do a part four, okay? You guys, this reflection about, you know, the legal aspects of taking a case and making it public and trying it and like pretty much unveiling that case in a public sphere, the legalities of it, the moral, the ethics of it. If this relates to a conversation you've had in the world, please take this link and share it with those participants. Don't worry about if you don't share this in isolation. I would hope that somebody come into this particular reflection will listen to all the parts because they all work together. Okay. All right. So you come back. I'm going to do a part four. You guys, how do I say it? How do I say it? If you do want to reach out to me, though, you can find me on my website at yournidom.wordpress.com. Please like it or share it. I'm not making any sense right now. Please forgive me. You guys, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Until I come back, be well. Bye.